we're here ready to engage and nurture the prospects that you've already identified as the type of audience that your solutions are the most relevant to. Typically, when you're ready to engage, the customer is not ready to buy. It is important to have a program in place to really feed them information that shows them why your company is the best solution provider for their needs. Ideally, the main goal of nurturing is to educate. They need to relate to you as a company because you have something that they need to buy. After they are engaged and bought your product, it's important to expand the lifetime value of that customer. You really need to be able to identify upsell and cross-sell opportunities. The more products they use of yours, the more they will become an advocate for your company. We all know new prospects are always interested in reading case studies and white papers. They want to read success stories about other companies similar to theirs that are using your products. There's really no better way to build a success story than a customer's that relationship has been expanded over time. So this right here is really the 4 building blocks of marketing. It hasn't changed much, but what has is the tools that have evolved to help our company at each step of the way. So the identify and attract, now we have ad tech platforms. What is your strategy there? Are you using programmatic means to reach your target customers? And how do you determine which audience to go after? And then we have the contact management systems. What channels are they engaging with you? Are you doing online marketing, email marketing, or direct mailing marketing campaigns? Do any of these work well for you? What about being able to replicate these across other channels in your organization? And how do you identify these individuals? Do you have access to cookies? Are you working with an ad agency? What about robust company intelligence? And what about contacts? How are you getting the contacts that you're trying to target? And just what about specific information, industry information overall? Revenue, industry, SIC code, NAICS codes. So this all right here fuels an active and engaging strategy. So are there any areas here that you feel like you're struggling? So if this is all done correctly, then the information naturally is pushed down into your marketing automation system. Do you have a way to engage with your customers or your prospects? What about web forms? Do you have web forms that your prospects fill out? What's the abandonment rate? How many mandatory fields do you have? Industry shows that 4 to 5 will be a more successful abandonment or more successful capture rate than having 8 to 10. Ideally, you want to pin the key data elements on the back end and make sure that they continue to fill out the form and press submit. What about those web visitors that come to your website that don't fill out the form? Do you have a way to append information to those and push them into marketing automation to start engaging and nurturing those? What about contacts? Do you have a way to obtain contact data? So typically there's 4 to 5 people in a buying journey. Do you have ways to capture the decision maker, but also maybe an influencer or even an end user? And once you have those contacts, what type of message are you sending them? Are you customizing based on their interest of a specific product or a specific feature of your company? Are you more sending a generic message? You know, there was a study out that showed that 80% of the buyer's journey is done online prior to even engaging with you. That is why it is key to have a robust nurturing program, so when it is routed over to the seller, they are equipped in their CRM with accurate information about the buyer's journey to date. It is also important to have a CRM that shows linkage, who owns who, where they are in the family tree, org charts, even industry events. These are all triggers that are important for the seller to have an intelligent, thoughtful conversation and even be able to identify upsell and cross-sell opportunities. If you have nurtured the prospect correctly, they already feel the value of your solution, and so now you have enabled your sales team with the key information needed. Now you're going to want to expand the relationship through a business intelligence tool or an analytics platform. So now you can identify who your most profitable customers are and create lookalike models for deals that you did down here that are the most valuable. You can do modeling, predict and identify highly profitable customers, or even customers that could pose a threat to your business. Now, when you look at this wheel as a whole, you have multiple technologies involved. You have ad tech platforms, content management, marketing automation, CRMs, BIs, data warehouses, MDMs. So really, how do you pull all this together to get a single view of the customer? Now, this is really what most companies struggle with. And one thing that makes Dun & Bradstreet so unique is we have something called a DUNS number. The DUNS number is a unique company identifier similar to our Social Security code that allows us to integrate and tie all of these systems together to pull in a complete view of the buyer regardless of where we're at in the journey. It also allows the marketers and the sellers to have the same information as it flows from each system. Now, this just doesn't happen. This is where we as D&B feel we bring in the real value. And we say we got to get your data in order. So the first step we always talk about is one, to optimize your data. You need clean, complete, and actionable data. If you have inaccurate data, the efforts to find the right people will be misaligned. Once your data is optimized, we then would say to profile the data. Be able to really identify where your best opportunities reside in your prospect universe and even your customer universe. And then 3 is to target more effectively because you will optimize and profile. You'll really understand the key characteristics of the potential customers that you're ready to go for. And now, accelerate. Once you have these 3 in place, you'll be able to accelerate revenue at a more rapid pace because your sales guys will be given leads that are the best possible leads, which will increase the rate of revenue and sales. So is this something you're interested in? What's kind of unique and different is that we can really start at any piece of the circle. We don't have to start at the expand. We can start at the engage and nurture like we're doing right now with really doing a cleanse or an optimize of your marketing on a Marketo platform.